we are coming to the end of our map skills book, which is great because we are coming to the end of a school year. There is not very many pages left in our book, and we should be able to finish this by the end of the year. Now, we have learned all about maps, and the first thing we have learned about maps is that maps will have a map key. Can everybody take their finger and on your book, where it says Jefferson County map, can you point to the map key? Good. And what does the key do on a map? Tyson?
Shows where stuff is.
Yeah, it shows where stuff is. Yep, definitely. Okay, now, we just learned about the compass rose. Take your finger and point to the compass rose. Carson, where's your finger? Pointing to the compass rose. Good, you guys all found it. So the compass rose is right next to the key. Now today, we're gonna learn about something else that is on a map that's very important. And it's right next to the compass rose, but it's way here at the bottom. And that is gonna be called a map scale. Now, look at this down here. Can you guys look at Mrs. Murphy's finger up here? And I'm gonna make it really big. Oh, I didn't mean to rotate it. Okay. On my map that I make really big up here, you guys can see that this is going to be called a scale. And what is going to happen is it's going to say from this end, where the 0 starts, to here is going to be an inch. Now I know we haven't done measurement yet in math, but that's coming up our next chapter after time. This inch is going to be a mile. Because when I look at a map, how do I know how far I have to travel from Center City? I thought you were looking from Center City to Island City. How do I know how far that is? When I look at a map. Do I just guess? No, I can't just guess. Like if I wanted to go from here to Fairmont, how do I know how far that is? How would you figure that out? Lily?
You go on your phone and there's like a map.
Yeah, sometimes on your phone there's a map and it tells you how many miles. Well, how does that map know how many miles? Well, sometimes we have to measure and then figure out each. Where are you going, Brooklyn?
Putting my dice in the bucket.
Quickly. Each inch is so many miles. Now, let's say Mrs. Murphy got out her ruler and I'm measuring. If I have 1 inch is 1 mile, 1 inch is 1 mile. How many miles is 2 inches? Everybody?
2 miles.
2 miles. How much miles would 3 inches be?
3 miles.
Good. How about 4 inches?
4 miles.
5 inches?
5 miles.
6 inches?
6.
Good, and so on and so on. So that's what we're going to do, probably not today, but tomorrow when we finish our lesson. We're going to get out our rulers, and we're going to actually practice measuring and finding inches and miles. So on a map, you need to find the map scale. Can you guys say that with me?
Map scale.
Now turn your heads and your bodies. Don't turn anything else, but look back here at my map back here. I'm going to get out the big map of the world. All right. I'm looking for the map scale, and I found it down here. Now look, use the scale to measure distance. Now, 1 inch on this map is not equal to 1 mile. It's equal to 500 miles.
Oh!
Because they took the huge earth and they tried to put it on the map. So then everything on here gets to be really small. So if you want to go an inch somewhere, it's going to be 500 miles. Now let's look at our other map, because we have another map. Hold on. guys see the
It's
map?
up on the, it's in the corner.
Yeah, the map is up here. The scale's up here. Now, guess what? This inch is not 1 mile. It's not 500 miles. It's 50 miles.
What?
So every map, according to how big it is, the inch is going to be equal to maybe a different amount of miles. Okay? Okay. So if I wanted to go from Minneapolis to Rochester, I can measure that in inches and then figure that out. Okay? So we're going to learn how to do that. So right now,
Miss Murphy, is Alaska supposed to be on there?
it is on.
I didn't.
We're going to talk about that in a couple. We'll talk about that in a couple of pages. Okay, Lewis?
Oh.
Okay, now, put your finger on the word we, and I'm going to read this, and then we're going to do user skills tomorrow. Okay? So, follow along as I read. We use maps to figure out distance. How far is it from here to there? Just by looking at a map, you can tell whether someplace is near or far. Look at the map above. You can see that Beach Town is near Ridgeview Lake. So if I look, here's Ridgeview Lake, and here is Beach Town. They're pretty close. They're pretty near. You can see that Green Mountains are far from Island City. So look how far they are. What if you want to know exactly how far apart the two places are? Then you would need to use a map scale. A map scale helps you figure out the exact distance. So instead of saying, oh, these are near, they're close, well, I need to know how close. So we'd have to measure and figure that out in miles. So what we're going to look at up here, look, eyes up here, or on your book, this is a map scale. 1 inch is 1 mile. 2 inches is 2 miles, and so on, just like you guys did when I showed you the ruler. It says that 1 inch on this map equals 1 mile on Earth. If two places are an inch apart on the map, then they are 1 mile apart on Earth. On the map of Jefferson County, Beach Town is 1 inch from Center City. Okay, so right now, just take out your ruler. And if you don't have one, raise your hand. Take out your ruler. If you don't have one, raise your hand. Everybody should have one except for maybe Journey or Lily. Thank you, that's excellent. You look in your desk. You look in your desk. Look in your desk. You don't have one, Patty? Okay, now, what you're going to do, we're going to practice this, because we're going to have to do this tomorrow.
Marshall is not in here. I just checked. I have them.
Everybody else have a ruler? It should just be at the side of your desk. You don't have a ruler? All right, what I want you to do now is take your ruler and find the 0. And if you don't have a 0, like Mrs. Murphy doesn't have a 0, I just have the end of the ruler. That is where I'm going to pretend the 0's at. And I'm going to put my end where it's 0 on Beach Town. So I'm going to find Beach Town, which Beach Town is right up here at this dot. The dot is the city. And then I'm going to go to Center City, which is down here. So guys, look what I'm going to do. Watch me and then you do the same. Put yours on Beach Town and then go down to Center City. work because I'm making my paper really big. Carson, if I'm going to give you a ruler, would you at least do it with us? Because if you're not going to do it, then why should I give you a ruler? Did you even follow my directions? Okay, everybody should have the 0 or the end of each town, and you're going down to Center City. So you're going from this dot to this dot. Now, second graders, how many inches is that? Everybody.
1.
1. So how many miles is that? 1. So if I want to go from beach town to Center City, I know that I have to travel 1 mile. Okay. Now,
What's 1 mile?
1 mile, 5,260 feet.
Yeah.
But it would be almost, I have to think of a good example. It's like 4 times around a track. If you're running a track, it's like 4 times around a track. It'd probably be like from here, the school, to the edge of town. Like if you're going on the bus to the edge of town before you go over that little bridge, from here to there would be about a mile. Okay? All right, now, what if 2 places are 2 inches apart on the map? You can figure that out pretty quickly. On the map, Jefferson County, Center City is 2 inches from Lower City. So guys, right now, find Center City, which is what we just found, and put your ruler, 0 there, and then make it go over to Lower City. Okay, now mine's not going to work perfect because mine's a Clever Touch. Kind of wish I had a Clever Touch ruler, but they don't make them. Okay, how many inches is that, guys?
2.
Everybody?
2.
You should have got 2 inches from Center City to Lower City. So if I was traveling from Center City to Lower City, and it's 2 inches on the map, how many miles is it on Earth? Mason?
2 miles.
2 miles. Good job. Good job. So, this is very important. Each map has its own scale. So we know this map, 1 inch is a mile. We know our United States map, 1 inch is 50 miles. And the world map is 1 inch is 500 miles. So you have to look at the scale to figure out how many miles is an inch, because it can change. Okay? Wyatt?
If a mile is 1,550 feet, that would be 3,050 feet in 2 miles.
Oh, and 2 miles. Yeah. Okay, all right, now tomorrow, after our spelling test, we're going to practice. So we're going to probably need our rulers handy. So when you put your rulers away, and if I gave you one, just keep it till tomorrow in a safe spot. Okay? All right, and then tomorrow we'll finish 1, 2, and 3, and we'll actually practice measuring. Okay? All right, go ahead, put your mat skills this way, put your rulers away.